Oh yeah, Mr. Platinum Man 1989 with my TNA Impact review for November. Now, honestly, tonight's Impact was a little weird. First we start with a Dixie Carter plug from what happened last week with the whole real-time meeting or whatever you want to call it. And then more Hogan stuff. TNA keeps plugging all the Hogan stuff, and we haven't even actually seen much progress. Just a bunch of reactions. And they're already building up the next week. Sting is going to give his thoughts on the Hogan thing, which sounds like more reactions. I wonder when we're actually going to start to see this progress a little more than that. So anyways, then we see Super Dave Osborne. And it actually felt like he was the guest host, just like Raw has their little guest host type thing. But the way TNA was doing it was already much more interesting, in my opinion. It felt more natural instead of so heavily scripted, and they didn't revolve the whole show around him. Now, Abyss versus Stevie, you know, what's what it was, 2 whatever minute match, I don't even know. But the whole point of this match, the highlight of this match, is that Raven returns. I fucking love Raven, and a lot of people after his Slammiversary return was hoping that he returned to the company again, and here he is, guys. So let's thank TNA for that. And something interesting is that there's so much history between Raven, Foley, Steven Richards, and Abyss. They're all connected and have past and history with each other. Amazing Raven promo, the way he was just talking and touched a little bit on Mick Foley's history and Abyss's history, and then he ended with a line. He was like, "I'm not a serial killer, or am I? I've never been caught. Quote the Raven, nevermore." And then we see Black Machismo Jay Lethal, yeah, with his underwears and all, take on Jim the Anvil, Ned Hart, and Jim has gained so much weight that he actually looks like my dad, and apparently Jim beat Jay Lethal. I don't even know what to think about this, because I wasn't looking at the match. I was doing a couple things and glimpsing up, and doing a couple things in my room, multitasking. And then all of a sudden I hear the bell, and I hear Jim's theme music play, and I was just like, even one of the commentators mentioned it, isn't Lethal's Invitational supposed to put him over? They basically said something like that. So I don't know, I'm not going to judge it yet, until the storyline actually, you know, continues and I see more of it. But that was just weird, and I was like, what the yeah, I can't curse. Anyways, then we see Steiner apparently is at Bobby Lashley's hotel. I don't know, I was interested in this match, and I still am, but they don't have to make Steiner do something outrageously crazy every single week. This week they could have had a simple promo or something, and that would have been enough build-up. But they keep making him look like this crazy psycho by doing over-the-top stuff. I mean, by now, shouldn't Bobby Lashley get an order of protection on him? Okay, maybe I'm thinking way too into it, but I don't know. We see stuff like this. We have been seeing stuff like this every week from Steiner and Bobby, so I wasn't really too into it. So then, apparently, from the attack from Raven, Foley can return, so Dave is basically taking over as general manager. And he's great at it as well. He's not even taking all the power. Like, if he knows exactly what TNA is about, he's giving some power to JB, and JB thought of the X Division, which already put them over the way he, you know, mentioned them. He was like, the X Division, they're this, they're that, they're this, blah, blah, blah. Alicia Flash versus Brooks. I missed the match because I was in the kitchen. A Platano Man's hat, you know, we all have to eat. I was in the kitchen, but I was listening to it, and it sounds like Flash won. I could be wrong. Now, some of you guys may be thinking that I wasn't so into this Impact because I've already missed most of 2 matches, but honestly, the matches were very short tonight. Yeah, some of you guys think they're really always short, but they were very short tonight. So, like, I'll go to the kitchen for a second, and I already hear the bell ringing. It was ridiculous. But it was what it was. I'm glad that Flash is getting a push. Now, then we have Beautiful People and Khan versus Tara and ODB, Sarita, and Taylor Wilde. And exactly what you expected, just a big knockouts clusterfuck match so that they could build up their respective matches for a Turning Point this Sunday. Then we see the X Division inside the Mick Foley's room, and they're all getting ready, and Sheik and Kiyoshi didn't really want to participate with the other guys, but they all put their hands up, whatever. So I was looking forward to this match. And then we see a gold freaking segment from Kurt Angle towards Desmond Wolfe, and then Desmond Wolfe, real cocky and arrogant, presents himself at a bar talking about how he's not going to be at Impact tonight because he knows that Kurt Angle's furious with him. He's going to wait for the pay-per-view and all that stuff, and then he tries to attack Angle from behind, which Angle dodges and gets the upper hand on him, but at the end Desmond gets the last laugh, getting a chair shot off on Angle as well. This all puts Desmond Wolfe over as a freaking maniacal heel. He, attacks you mentally, physically, all of that stuff, and I cannot wait for this match on Sunday. It's a match of the year contender, and if it's not a match of the year contender, it's definitely a storyline to mention, or a feud to mention at the end of the year. Then we have the X Division tag match, which was short and fast, but really made Amazing Red and the Motor City Machine Guns look strong before the matches on Sunday. And during this match, Super Dave was on commentary, and he was great on that too. And I didn't know about this. I don't read the spoilers. I didn't know that this guy was going to be here. And I honestly enjoyed him more than I enjoy most of the WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw hosts. And it's not that I'm a TNA mark or something. I honestly did enjoy it more. They made the segments more realistic. They got to the point, and then they moved on, and they didn't revolve the entire show around him, which they do with most of the hosts on Raw. Next, we see Team 3D cut promo turning heel and saying Rhino was right. Rhino looked at real maniacal. He's like, Rhino looks like to be in great shape, closer to how he looked in 2005. 2005 he was real well built, and since then he pretty much looked like a penguin, but he looks to be well built again. So hey, maybe he's worked hard enough to deserve this push, and Rhino's great on the mic. So I'm all for the storyline, but then Morgan and Supermax come out, and Morgan was talking a little too fast on the mic, but I love Morgan. I'm a big fan, and I'm a fan of Hernandez. I personally do not like Hernandez on the mic, but the thing that disappointed me about the segment was that it basically puts forward a match on Sunday. Now, the thing I liked about Turning Point when it was first starting to develop with the Motor City Machine Gun match, Desmond Wolfe, the main event, the Unbreakable rematch, it looked like a very solid card, and the card wasn't that stacked, so it looked like every match would get the time that they need. So now they're adding another match to it, and I'm just worried that some matches are going to be rushed like they were in Bound for Glory. Well, not rushed, but you guys know what I mean. Like, matches like AJ Daniels and Samoa Joe, Desmond Wolfe versus Angle, matches like those two right there need all the time in the world, or deserve all the time in the world. And then when they were talking about that they need another partner, I thought it was just going to be a 2-on-3 to really put them over as big men. And then the Pope came out, which surprised me. I'm a big fan of the Pope and Suicide. Anyways, I'm a big fan of the Pope. And it looks like they're turning him face, which is funny because he came out from the heel tunnel. But I guess Dixie Carter picked up on, or Vince Russo, whoever, picked up on the kind of response he's been getting as a heel and decided to turn him face. But I like that they're pushing him straight into a main event type angle. I mean, Matt Morgan and Hernandez had to work for who knows how many years before they got the spot against Team 3D and and get that type of credibility, and the Pope is jumping right into it, so clap it up for him. And then we saw Beer Money versus British Invasion. I love how British Invasion and Eric Young kept talking about how they should have stayed suspended, that America discriminates, lifting the suspension. It was freaking hilarious. But I was upset about this match because I kind of like that Beer Money lost a couple of weeks ago to British Invasion and that they wouldn't get a title shot for a while because it keeps the tag team title fresh. And I'm a big fan of Beer Money. I really think they're God's gift to tag team wrestling today. Honestly, I do. But I didn't want to see them in this match. I wanted to see Motor City Machine Guns versus British Invasion one-on-one. So now we're going to get a triple threat tag match. And it just seems like TNA is trying to fit everybody on the Turning Point card now, as opposed to the way it looked before, where there will only be certain matches on it. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably enjoy the match. I was just looking forward to Motor City Machine Guns versus British Invasion. And then last but not least, we had AJ versus Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe ended up beating AJ after a decent, good match. Those two, what do you expect? I actually saw those two wrestle in New York in February 2008. But AJ lost because of Daniels. AJ was actually giving it to Samoa Joe, and then Daniels came in. Obviously Daniels screwed AJ. He was trying to play it off as, I'm trying to help you. Why would you get on the ropes? AJ didn't even need help, It's all hilarious stuff, and it's all great stuff leading to Sunday. So I really can't wait for that match. Impact was decent today. It was good, but just a lot of stuff felt weirdly placed. Mr. Blackman, 1989, out.